Minnesota has long been a leader in healthcare delivery, medical technology, and agriculture, including food and animal health. LifeScience Alley was established as the trade association to support and grow Minnesota's healthcare and medical technology industries. The BioBusiness Alliance of Minnesota was formed as the result of a statewide study commissioned by the Office of the Governor to create a 20-year roadmap for the state of Minnesota's bioscience life sciences ecosystem called Destination 2025. LifeScience Alley and the BioBusiness Alliance of Minnesota now are joining forces to maximize the opportunities offered by this increasingly interconnected ecosystem. With me are Don Gerhardt, the outgoing CEO of LifeScience Alley, and the new CEO of both LifeScience Alley and the BioBusiness Alliance of Minnesota, Dale Wahlstrom. Tell us more about this agreement between LifeScience Alley and the BioBusiness Alliance of Minnesota. Don, I know that this agreement was a long time in the making.
Yes, it was. This all actually goes back into 2004 when the governor's office asked me and the then Medical Alley to take the next steps needed for creating a bioscience effort in Minnesota. I then began scouting. I heard Dale speak at the University of Minnesota. Said, I got to talk to that guy. He's the guy I want to help me start this. And soon thereafter, we were talking. He got permission from Medtronic to take part of his time and focus on BioBusiness Alliance. That's how it started.
Then now we're here at this point of the strategic affiliation. And what is this strategic affiliation all about? Tell me more about the agreement.
We have to kind of look at what the mission of the two organizations are. In the case of LifeScience Alley, they are the world's best at delivering of educational programs, creating communities of membership and organizing people and advocating for the industry. BBAM, the BioBusiness Alliance, our focus has been on project management and problem elimination. The affiliation brings those two different skill sets together to form a team that we can move and advance much more rapidly than we have up to this point.
I think a lot of us are wondering, why now? Why form the strategic affiliation at this point?
From my point of view, I would say that even though Minnesota is relatively speaking, in a really good place, the reality is most of the industry segments that make up our life science industry, we have our own form of a burning platform. In some cases it's a big fire, in most cases it's a small smoldering fire, but all of them are under attack either through regulatory issues or through other kinds of external forces that need to be addressed.
Other good reasons to do this. One is my leaving. We've been planning my retirement for a couple of years, and so the replacement had to be somebody that was skilled, knew what they were doing, and understood the life sciences. Dale does that. He's got what is needed, very definitely. The other part is there's major changes going on in both the government and the leadership in Minnesota, so it's an important time that we align our efforts in a complementary fashion to take advantage of that.
We've been talking about how it'll benefit the state's economy and really raise Minnesota's prominence in the biosciences, the life sciences. But we're also looking on a global scale.
Around the world, the fastest growing potential for jobs is in the biosciences. We need to be competitive in that. We need to be a player in that entire panorama so that we maintain jobs and we maintain the right kinds of businesses in Minnesota.
But what's changed in the globe is the information age has allowed knowledge to be, it doesn't matter where it's created, it doesn't matter where it arises, it's transmitted instantaneously across the globe.
One other small example, we see very few of new companies that have their founders, their scientists, and their marketing people in the same country. So that's the change that just exemplifies the change that we're facing. In Minnesota has been operating on the old paradigm, and a whole number of new paradigms are coming at us, and this alignment will help us respond to that.
When we're talking about this new alignment, are we talking change to the structure of your individual organizations?
The Alliance will continue to be a 501c3 charitable purpose organization, and LifeScience Alley will continue to be a 501c6 membership organization. What changes is how we interact with each other, and the fact that we share the same strategic plan, the same strategic mission under 2025, and we also have an integrated governance oversight committee that will be formed to help make sure that our goals and our objectives are aligned so that we're supporting versus potentially competing.
How do you see this affiliation benefiting not only your members and stakeholders, but also the state of Minnesota?
One example is the University of Minnesota and Mayo Clinic just announced a moonshot project to cure diabetes. They have contacted the BioBusiness Alliance about being a private sector partner to help them frame up and get leverage from the private sector community and bring them on board when the time is right. We immediately went to LifeScience Alley, started talking with LifeScience Alley, and said, okay, how can we create a structure here that leverages the capability and infrastructure of both to create an outcome that will be more supportive of what Mayo and University are attempting to do, which, when they're successful, will be a phenomenal outcome for the entire global community.
Another recent example is the successful effort around the establishment of an angel investment tax credit in the state of Minnesota. Angel investment credit is extremely important to grow any kind of industry. It's early stage funding for small companies. Minnesota had no tax credit for angel investors. LifeScience Alley had been trying for about 4.5 years to get that law passed in the state of Minnesota unsuccessfully. We used the BioBusiness Alliance's wonderful relationships with economic development organizations around the state to help in the effort to pass that law. Along with a number of other organizations like Minnesota High Tech Association and others, we grouped together as a village, worked it through, and now Minnesota passed this last spring the best angel investment tax credit in the United States, and it will be very important over the next few years.
What's the first thing on the agenda, Dale?
First thing is to get all the policy and the agenda items that need to go to the legislature this year aligned between the two organizations and a clear message going forward, because the legislature is looking for that kind of clarity and partnership, and we need to help them. That's priority number one. Mm-hmm. And then integration of projects with infrastructure to accelerate implementation is job two.
All right, gentlemen, thank you both and good luck. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
If you want to learn more about this strategic affiliation, visit lifesciencealley.org or biobusinessalliance.org.